Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your TNA Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 1477 of the show. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed day. Today's Saturday, 11:45 a.m., I should say, June the 15th, 2024. I'll just let you know what's up. Not a good, great day in New England sports, unfortunately. The Red Sox lost to the Yankees yesterday. Alex Verdugo, former Sox, now Yankee, made the Sox regret the day they ever traded him. And by hitting a home run. And meanwhile, the Celtics got beaten up by the Mavericks. It seems like the 3-0 deficit kind of woke up the Mavericks, unfortunately. And they decided that we're going to be angry. We're going to beat the Celtics and by the score of 122 to 84, which forces Game 5 back to Boston. Now, a lot of people are saying Boston may have thrown the game just to win it at home. I think the problem is that the Celtics put their foot off the gas. They need to keep that foot off the gas. Unfortunately, they gave Dallas an opening and an opportunity. So unfortunately, that is how things are. So that's how things are stands right now. I had a feeling the Celtics were gonna lose this game anyways, so it doesn't bother me none. We're gonna talk about what happened on Against All Odds last night on the pay-per-view. The countdown, a couple of matches. Sami Callihan went one-on-one with Jonathan Gresham, and this was a heck of a matchup. So, during the matchup, Kushida got involved during the matchup. In fact, I think Gresham was about to spew some ink on Sami Callihan, but Kushida held him, forced some ink from him, and decided to put it in some kind of vial. And he decided he's going to do some scientific work of what's behind that ink. After all, the octopus does squirt ink, so I think Kushida probably has something in mind. What's causing him. So, but Kushida had the mask on and the gloves on, was a smart move on his part. So, and that gave Callihan the victory over Jonathan Gresham. Gia Miller interviewed the System, as the System has their mission set out tonight, and it will start with the Knockouts Tag Team title, then the Tag Team title, and then the World title. So, speaking of Knockouts Tag Team title, Alicia Edwards and Masa Slamovich versus the Hex, that would be the team of Marty Bell and Allison Kay. And despite the fact that the Hex had the tag team advantage, Alicia Edwards and Masa Slamovich did retain the Knockouts Tag Team titles. And then on the main card of Against All Odds, Mike Santana teaming up with Steve Macklin versus the Rascals. And again, I picked most of these teams that have tag team experience. And Steve Macklin and Mike Santana did retain the titles. And Matt Hardy did address Moose about how he's going to beat him for the world title tonight in a Broken Rules matchup. AJ Francis, the digital media champion, came out with Rich Swann as Rich Swann prepares his match against PCO and starts dissing the Chicago crowd, disrespecting him. PCO comes out and has his match against Rich Swann, and PCO won the matchup. Steph DeLander came out and addressed what PCO wrote to her. A date, we or none? And she goes, we. She says yes to a date with PCO. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a very interesting date. Will Mance Warner arrive in TNA? Who knows? Because Mance Warner and Steph DeLander are a real-life couple, just to let you know. So the tag titles were on the line. The System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers with Alicia Edwards, the Knockouts Tag Champ, backing them up against the Nemeth brothers, Ryan and Nick. During the match, Alicia Edwards gets involved, and Dirty Dango come out to tell the referee and basically stooge Alicia Edwards off. And Alicia gets ejected from ringside. But during the matchup, Moose did come out And was the referee had, after the danger zone was hit, the referee was going to go for the 3 count, and he was dragged out of the ring, but we didn't know who dragged him out of the ring. Was it was it Dirty Dango or was it Moose? And as the referee was distracted, Dirty Dango took advantage of this and hits Ryan Nemeth. Is Dirty Dango working with the system? Well, looks like he has. And it cost him the matchup, as the system does retain the championship. And then Gia Miller interviewed ABC. He says, after we get done dealing with our tensions and dealing with Josh Alexander and Eric Young, we will probably invoke our rematch clause for the TNA Tag Team titles. And Joe Hendry went one-on-one with Frankie Kazarian. And Joe Hendry goes, you remind me of Antonio Banderas, so I would, and he goes, you might be, or are you the man that you say you are? Or you're the dad from Spy Kids, and they started chanting "Dad from Spy Kids." It was hilarious, to say the least. So Kazarian, though, did end up picking up the victory, and he attacks Hendry after the matchup until Ace Steel came up and went after Kazarian and punches Kaz in the face. And an X Division title was on the line. Mustafa Ali against Trent Seven, and as Ali was very happy about being back in Chicago, his hometown, and he dresses Ali, and after the interview with Hannafan has a video where Ali just basically lied about the whole thing of being proud for Chicago. And everybody starts booing him. But despite that, Ali did retain the title in the great matchup. And then after Kazarian was running his mouth about what he did to Joe Hendry, Santino Marella says, you know what, you and Ace Steel will be a street fight. So Ace Steel is going to wrestle in the next match. That'll be a great matchup. ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay took on Eric Young and Josh Alexander, and despite the fact that Young and Alexander had that chemistry going, but it was ABC's tag team chemistry overall gave them the victory, so they can move on and try to go for those tag team titles against the system. Knockouts title open challenge. Jordan Grace defended against. Now everybody's saying that Natalia was going to be the one to do it. I was wrong. It was NXT's Tatum Paxley to return to favor Jordan Grace, coming to NXT to challenge Roxanne Perez. Tatum Paxley ended up accepting the challenge, and then George Iceman interrupts the whole thing, brings in Ash by Elegance, and Tatum Paxley, Jordan Grace did retain the title over Tatum Paxley. Ash by Elegance attacks Grace after the matchup, and then Grace grabs the champagne, pours it all over her. Well, guess what? That's a big mistake. Now the TNA World title on the line in a Broken Rules match, Moose versus Matt Hardy. So this matchup, either way, it could have gone either way, of course. The Nemets got involved after Edwards and Myers started jumping on Matt Hardy. And then Rebby Hardy got involved when Alicia got involved. But then after an accidental spear through the table, Matt Hardy did on his wife, Moose put a spear on his own. Matt Hardy pins him. Moose retains the title. So the system continued to attack the Hardys after the matchup, Rebby and Matt. But a familiar music played. Jeff Hardy is back in TNA. Brother Nero, I knew you'd come. But Joe Hendry got involved. The Nemets got involved as well. Joe Hendry tried to help out the Hardys as well. But then Jeff Hardy came in. And in the end, even though Matt Hardy did not win the match and did not win the title, you're talking about the I'm not done yet. We're talking about the we're talking about the Nemeth brothers, the Hardys, two teams of brothers together in TNA along with Rebby Hardy and Joe Hendry. That's going to be really, really cool. And they stood up there. So that's all the time we have for episode 1000 477 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. And I'm going to talk about what happened on Rampage last night. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.